Just watching your money. Joining me right now is the Fitz-Gerald Group principal, Keith Fitz-Gerald, Carson Group CEO Ron Carson, and the Constellation Research founder Ray Wong. Great to see you, gentlemen, this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Keith, kicking things off with you on a market that is mixed this morning in the face of a big week for retail earnings. We saw Lowe's and Target this morning, both reporting double beats coming after Walmart and Home Depot yesterday. Kicked off a pretty upbeat period. Tell me what you see in terms of retail and what this means for the macro story.
I see some really interesting things developing. So if you look at something we've talked about a lot, people who control their own logistics and the ability to protect margins are going to be winners. And I think the combination here, if you view this as a matrix, is going to be owning Lowe's because they're moving into the electronic sales space. They're getting logistics under control. They're more contractor friendly. And then you've got to bracket that with Walmart, which is, again, people have to shop. They're going to go for the lowest price. Walmart has its own network and is able to protect that. So to me, that's the mechanism by which you want to select retail earnings going forward. I think the consumer is a lot stronger than people think, certainly than the data shows, and people are doing their holiday shopping early. Companies that can provide that are going to win.
Do you own any retail, Keith? Do you want to own retail stocks in the face of all of that?
Other than those two and Costco, probably not, because again, I want to go for the haystack, not the needle right now. I think that growth and money is moving, but you're more interesting, or at least to me anyway, I'm more interested in owning the bigger picture, picks and shovels, the haystack, not the needle and not the gold.
Let's talk electric vehicles for a second, Ray. EV startup Lucid on fire. The market value of this company is now at close to $90 billion. Yesterday, it actually surpassed Ford Motors. The stock is up 8% right now. This spike comes as Lucid executives announced reservations for its first line of vehicles. The reservations have jumped, and production plans for 2022 are on track. We've got a boom for the market caps of electric vehicle makers. Look at Tesla, look at Rivian, which is now on the doorstep of overtaking Volkswagen for the third most valuable automaker. Your thoughts on what's going on in the auto sector?
It's crazy. Everybody's gone EV crazy, and when you look at what's going on, I mean, Rivian and Lucid, they've been going on fire. If you look at Rivian, they're delivering their first 1,000 trucks off the Normal, Illinois plant, and that's driving the stock price crazy. And if you look at the combined market cap, Ford and GM, Rivian will be bigger than that by the end of the year based on projections. Lucid just won Motor Trend's Car of the Year award, and of course, they're rolling out luxury vehicles, Lucid Air, and both of these companies have not delivered any vehicles yet to the general public. So this is amazing, but we're seeing at the beginning of the EV industry, and especially with the California mandate by 2035 for no gas, no diesel cars, it's going to be a boom for the next 10 to 15 years.
So it sounds like you would buy these stocks then?
I would definitely be looking at these along with the mix with Tesla, and of course looking at Ford, given the fact that they're going to be rolling out an F-150 electric Lightning.
Well, Ron, we are coming around the mountain here on 2021, and there are a few catalysts for this market going into year-end, like retail. You know, was also the Federal Reserve. They're going to start their tapering soon, and then raising interest rates next year. But even more prescient is President Biden and his nominating. Yesterday, he said that he plans to announce a nominee for the Federal Reserve chairperson spot in the next 4 days. The president's top picks, we know, include current Fed Chair Jay Powell. His term expires in February, and then Lael Brainard, who currently sits on the central bank's board of governors. Both were interviewed by Biden at the White House last week, and my sources have told me repeatedly that they don't believe Biden will reappoint Powell. They think Lael Brainard is going to be the appointment. What do you think, and what kind of an impact might that have?
Yeah, if I had to guess, that's probably right. But whoever inherits it is going to really inherit a tough position. We've got surging inflation. We have really the market today embedded in the valuation, 21 times earnings, is a belief that in the Fed we trust, and the Fed put, and the Fed bomb, and all the things we've heard for years. And I think if in fact, we start raising interest rates faster than the market expected, you still got China hanging out there. You've got COVID, which is a real issue. We still have the economy, $4.2 million, or 4.2 million jobs behind the pre-COVID pandemic period. I think you got to be really careful. And I think Powell's done a masterful job of keeping things flowing, really building consensus on both sides of the aisle. And I don't think the markets will like it. And, but my gut tells me he's probably going to do it. And I don't think the market will look at it favorably, at least in the short run, until they understand what kind of rhythm to raising interest rates they may be in.
But, I mean, Ron, when you see a progressive pick running the Fed, I mean, we just heard from Congressman French Hill, and he said it would be a disaster. She wants to, change banking the way we know it. Is that going to rattle markets if, in fact, Lyle Brainard is the pick?
I think it will short term. On the positive side, though, things are accelerating. The consumer is strong. Minus, a resurgence, with COVID, I think that we're in pretty good position. I mean, we've had with consumer credit, while not as strong maybe it was just a few months ago, is strong. There's a lot of purchasing power. There's a ton of pent-up demand, and the economy is shifting, to the digital world. So there's definitely going to be major winners and losers. I just think this is a great time to reevaluate what your risk budget is, regardless of what's going to happen, because we are at elevated levels here. The market is pricing in continued growth in the economy and a favorable Fed.
Yeah. All right. Great points on all of that. Thanks very much, gentlemen. Good to see you. Good word on Wall Street this morning. Have a great Wednesday. Keith Fitz-Gerald, Ron Carson, and Ray Wang joining us this morning. Quick break and then much more ahead this morning.
Hi, it's Keith here. Thanks for checking out today's highlight clip. What'd you think? Did I make sense? Is there something you'd like to add? Make sure you leave a comment down below, and of course, click subscribe to keep up right here on YouTube, or sign up for the email newsletter at the link below. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram for my real-time thoughts on markets, analysis, and a whole lot more.